Yo, what's up, squad fam? Today I would like to talk about
Nice.
I very recently found this A7RII for a very decent price and thought it would be nice to get in on that full frame goodness. Since I have the A6300, I thought it could be fun to compare the two cameras and see how they perform in different aspects. In this video I'm going to crank up the ISO on both cameras and see how they perform, and here you can see the results. There's a strong correlation between the bitrate and the noise levels in your footage, so you always want to shoot in the highest bitrate possible to get the least amount of noise. I think that may be the reason why you see a lot less noise while shooting in aps-c mode, because the bitrate just has to focus on a smaller portion of the sensor, as well as in the A6300. So, what can we do to keep the noise levels down? Let's start by taking a look at the exposure triangle. You got shutter, aperture, and you got the ISO. And ideally, we want to keep the ISO levels as low as possible. So that leaves the shutter and the aperture. Though a rule of thumb is to have your shutter speed at 180 degrees to your frame rate. So if you're shooting in 24 or 25 frames a second, you want to keep the shutter at 50th of a second to get natural motion blur. So that just leaves the aperture. As you probably know, the aperture is in the lens. So you need a lens that lets in a lot of light, ideally about 1.8 or 1.4 or 2.8. A lens with a really wide aperture to get as much light as possible into the sensor. In some scenarios, it might work to turn down the shutter speed from a 50th to a 40th to let in more light, and I highly recommend that you find out on your camera how high you can go on the ISO before it starts to look way too noisy. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. That would be highly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!